Hi, this is a special live broadcast from Chicago City Council with Tanawah Downing and Jessica Saxton. Chicago pulled some janky crap on everybody for the past 48 hours. Yesterday, they pulled some janky stuff. Today, they pulled more janky stuff. And the regular feed for Chicago City Council through the mayor's office was fed to a different event today. So I had to mirror Tawana's Facebook post, and that's why the audio is not clear. However, we are going to remedy that audio default, and we're going to get them some Bluetooth microphones they can clip on that'll go to their cell phones. I've already sent them the link on Amazon to get that remedied. So now when they speak from a distance, you will hear them as clear as they're talking directly into their phone. So stay tuned. I'm going to continue to follow Tanawah and Jessica across the country. Every city and county they encounter, we're going to do live broadcasts, as many as I can, to document their efforts, especially Jessica's, to get her daughter back. This is an issue across this country where human trafficking of children through various child protective services, however that's labeled in your jurisdiction, is an industry. It's not a cottage industry, it's an industry. It's a money-making industry. Children are commodities. They're just like that herd of cattle out there in the field. They're commodities. That's what society in the United States of America has turned into, where children are worth a lot of money to be taken into the system and trafficked. So join me on this journey with Tanawah and Jessica to free our children from human trafficking, slavery from the government. We need to reestablish the nuclear family. This is an ugly, ugly wound upon America that's festering, and we need to heal it. Thank God for people like Tanawah and Jessica who have sacrificed their lives, their careers, their families, their friends to go on tour of the United States to provide remedy and relief for those who've been affected by government tyranny, juvenile delinquency, parasitic vampirism that survives on the fines, fees, and taxes of its populace. You're paying them. You're the boss. The Constitution of your state clearly designates you as the boss. And until we, the people, rise up and take back our government and self-govern, this quagmire, this cesspool that we call society in America, and you wonder why the rest of the world hates Americans and hates America? Well, look no further than your own government. If you're part of the government, you're probably a part of the problem, and you don't even know it. You think you're just doing the right thing following county, city, state, federal policy, but not the law, not the Constitution. So you, as a government official, you need to wake up the next morning and look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, Am I a cog in this big machine that separates children from their parents and destroys families? Statistically, those children that are removed from their home, statistically, will become sexual predators because they will be sexually assaulted themselves. And all we're doing is metastasizing a societal issue. This is a horrible travesty that has become something that's untenable. Nothing worse than destroying a family. Nothing worse than shattering the mind of a child. This is MK Ultra. If you don't know what MK Ultra is, I encourage you to search it online. When you shatter the psyche of a child, like mine was done with me, that child, more likely than not, will become an intractable child, as I was, where I had no boundaries. There were no rules. There were no laws. I didn't give a crap about any of that. I did what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it, wherever and however I wanted to do it. And I suffered the consequences repeatedly. And this is what we're doing to our children. We're recreating more monsters through this system. And it has to stop immediately. All you judges, guardian ad litems, everybody caught up in the court system that deals with children, you need to take a hard look at yourself, because most of you are evil and satanic, in my opinion, for doing what you're doing. And I get it. There are homes that definitely need governmental intrusion due to the conditions. But those that are being taken from normal, productive homes, and then you make the parents fight for years, depleting their savings, resources, everything that they have, to they are at the point where they have nothing left to lose. And let me tell you, folks, when you put somebody in a corner where they have nothing left to lose, oh, you better expect somebody that's going to come after you with nothing left to lose, except two things: their freedom and their life. And if they're willing to sacrifice both of those to make a point, have a nice day. Stay tuned, stay focused, and most of all, join the movement to save the children.
Tanawah Downing.
Jessica.
Good morning. My name is Tanawah Downing, and I'm the civil rights litigator that Saxton was talking about. I need to step up and just provide a bit of clarification so we can understand what you said and what we're asking from you. So I have approximately 76,000 criminal affidavits on behalf of victims that have been charged for weight of information as opposed to indictment as required by the Constitution of the United States of America. These affidavits, they identify a couple of the crimes, and I'll get to that in just one moment. But if your police are going out and relying upon a nuclear state statute that permits them or directs them to charge by weight of information as opposed to indictment required by Clause 1 Amendment 5, then they're actually committing crimes called deprivation of rights in the code of law. This budget that you guys are proposing right here, this budget is going to pay for those law enforcement officers to do that. So if this budget is being used to pay for people to bridge obligations they have codified in the Constitution of the United States, I'd ask you guys to go ahead and let's go ahead and fix this problem, because the alternative is I'm going to have to convert these criminal affidavits into criminal complaints, and I don't want to do that. You guys don't want me to do that. Please don't make me have to do that. These affidavits, they identify two different crimes in particular. The first is Title 18 U.S.C. subsection 242, which is deprivation of rights under color law. What that statute says is that any person who, in the color of any state statute, ordinance, custom, or regulation deprives any person of the rights to the Constitution commits that crime. Now, the second crime is highly TUSC subsection 201, which is conspiracy to deprive rights. That states that which one more persons conspire with the purpose of depriving any person of any rights to that constitution commits that crime. Now, the laws of criminal conspiracy with regard to public officials, what that states is that any person who, having knowledge of any of the wrongs conspired to be done, and who has the power to prevent or aid in the prevention of commission of the same, neglects or refuses to do so, may join against the action. So upon having been provided with this notice, letting you know that you are paying agents to abridge the obligation they have put by the Constitution of the United States, and ask you to please stop this, because the alternative is, once again, not very good for the public or for you. So I know that you go and ask the attorneys since we're done, whether or not what I'm saying is true. And that attorney's going to put you in case in 1884 called Hurtado versus California. And before you choose to rely upon that as the foundation, I must remind you that the Constitution of the United States of America is the foundation, not a judgment authority. The Supreme Court of the United States has no constitutional authority to be able to alter, amend, or destroy any of the provisions of the guarantees of the Constitution, because that must be done by an authentic act of the people in accordance with the special amendment procedure of Article 5. Furthermore, judges cannot legislate. You know that because Clause 1 Article 1 says all legislative power vests in the Congress of the United States. So I pray that you guys are going to make the right decision. But just to entice you in the proper direction, I want to kind of close out with this and say that the United States Circuit Court has identified what an abuse of discretion would be. And they've identified a two-part test. The second part of that test is any erroneous view of the law is an automatic abuse of discretion. An erroneous view of the law would be the mere legal contemplation that the lowest form of law, judgment ruling, is legally superior to the Constitution of the United States of America. That would be an obvious erroneous view of the law. Therefore, an automatic abuse of discretion will occur if you continue paying public service. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for your comments. We will be at ease while we transition for Department of Technology.
All right, so we're gonna stop out here. Very fast. You have to get a lot out. Thank you, brother. God bless you. All right, so we didn't have quorum. You saw that there were people coming in as we were speaking. They only had 3 of the council members. I think 2 when we started. But nonetheless, those 3 have been notified. It wasn't the full council like we would want. There's some weird stuff going on here. Like the meeting actually starts at 10, but they have the public comments at 9:30. It seems like, they just kind of meander their way in until 10, but we did get a couple. So that was City of Chicago, guys. We decided that we needed to stay here and make this happen. There was one more meeting today. So it's also a shame that we kind of have to, kind of cover our heads and dress a little differently so that, we can get in and have this. I was a little bit concerned because they actually started 7 minutes late. I'm like, oh shit, we're planning to have a call.
And half of them weren't there.
Yeah.
They showed up late.
We weren't at the quorum, but we did have 3. And then there were a number of other people who came in along the way. Nonetheless, yes, what you've got to understand is that the notice was provided. Remember what the law states. It says any person who, having knowledge of any of the wrongs conspired to be done, and who have the power to prevent or aid in the prevention of commission of same, neglects or refuses to do so, may be joined against the action. There were 3 commissioners or council members that were there. They now have an obligation, a statutory lawful obligation to do something about this. And if they don't, they become complicit in it. Right? We did not have quorum, but that's okay because it was still on the record, and we still have 3 of them that have an obligation now to take action here in this issue.
No, all of them have an obligation.
I told the police officer when I walked out that they need to instruct everybody else to go back and watch this, otherwise.
They were going to be joined as defendants.
Having been put on the record there officially, the City of Chicago, all council members have been notified. So again, you guys, we don't expect this to necessarily change overnight, but we got to tip the scales in their favor. Right now, it's heavily in favor of government, right? Because we don't have anybody that's out here publicly supporting us. Again, I spoke with thousands and thousands of public officials. Many of them say, yes, I'm doing the right thing, and they believe in what I'm doing, this is the Constitution, privately, but not publicly. we've got to bring them across from private support to public support. They've got to get publicly in support of this. And so we have to find the first one that's going to be willing to step up and do the right thing and stand for the Constitution and people. And, and until we find that, we have a whole bunch of spineless cowards that are going to stand back and say, oh, we support you privately, but not publicly. We need that first courageous individual to step up and be the example to bring across the rest of them that are standing behind, waiting for someone to encourage them back on good because they themselves don't have the courage to do it because they're a bunch of spineless cowards. So the Constitution of the United States can't be altered by a judgment ruling. The Constitution of the United States can't be altered by a state statute. The Constitution must be changed by the most active people. And any public official that doesn't understand that basic concept should probably go back to 9th grade civics class, because I guarantee you there's a lot of freshmen across this country in high school that understand that basic concept. Hell, I'm sure my son understood that when he was in kindergarten, right? So these public officials, until they choose to do the right thing, step up and notify their co-conspirators of their intent to not participate, they are a member of the conspiracy. As of this moment, I don't give a shit how many people are there. I don't give a shit how many days they blocked us from doing this. Every single one of the city council members for the city of Chicago are on notice. They are a member of the conspiracy until if and when they choose to step forward, do the right thing, fulfill the obligations that they make to the United States, and enforce the Constitution of the United States of America. And that's all they do. And that's not asking too much from any of them. But if they're unwilling to do that, then we know what the outcome is going to be. We know what the punishment is, and the law is very clear with that. That's not the path I want to go, but that's the path people are going to go if you don't pull your head out of your ass, public officials, right? And direct to your law enforcement to obey the very law that they're attempting to enforce. Thank you guys so much. All right, please continue to like, follow, share. We need donations right now. We're on our way out here in a moment, and we've got one tank of gas, guys. So it doesn't get us very far. But you guys, you've been amazing with us. You guys supported us all along here. I have no doubt that God and you are going to continue to do that. And we're going to be successful in this mission. Again, you guys, no one will be out here doing what I'm doing if they didn't believe in it. This is going to happen. It's going to work. The law is on our side. They are on the unlawful side. And guys, just as Benjamin Franklin said, obedience to tyranny is disobedience to God. Step up and support God by standing against those who are destroying the nation that you love by not enforcing the very laws that make this nation a nation. Let's do this, right? Let's do it. No one will be out there doing what we're doing. But I believe it. I believe this. I think this. I know it's going to work. It's just a matter of when. So thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do it.
You want to say something?
Thanks, guys. Do you like
Yeah.
that?
You like the hat? She decided to go Crocodile Dundee today, guys. Crocodile Dundee. Incognito. I think it's Crocodile Dundee. And this is Miss Jackie Sample, one of the advocates for this area. Guys, if you're not following her, please get out there and follow her. There's Chicago and Philadelphia are the two biggest civil rights cities in the country. I wish I could live here because amongst some of the greats, and Miss Jackie is one of them. So guys, please get out there and follow her. Jackie Sample on Facebook. She's doing amazing things here, guys. So thank you so much. We're going to sign off here. If you guys can, please donate. Cash App, we shall be free. It's WESHALLBEFRE. Thank you guys so much. God bless.
Thank you for hanging around after the show. I want to present to you Tailor Made Trust, featuring Ann LaFleur's Trust Series, available at tailormadetrust.com, as well as the fearlessfloydshow.com store. Here are a handful of the available trusts that can be built, custom tailored to your needs and desires. 25 different trusts, plus the DNA trust addendum. And as always, Ann LaFleur's classic trusts and ancillary classes, and also Ann's books on trust and specialty trust, which I also co-authored. If you'd like to get a class, a book, or have a trust custom built for you, always available at the fearlessfloydshow.com store. And I'll see you in the next show. Thank you for watching and have an awesome day.
Start from the beginning. Yeah. You gotta bust past, don't catch no feelings. I come through with the style that's always revealing. From the block like the tick-tock, don't stop. I was that shorty, you know she was non-stop. I had the hot plot, chilling like a real god. Everybody know Big One was a show shot. You get high with the Don, here's the real supply. You get high with the Don, here's the real supply. It goes on, ain't no fucking questions why. The gangster of love, get the real fucking supply. What? She came through, giving me more than I can tell you. Everybody knows the next level. I'm so clever. Take the day off. Take the day off. Yeah. Get high on your own supply. Feel like a dime when you do or die. Just get high on my own supply. Cold do or die when I'm feeling like why. Choose a dime piece. Yes, one of a kind. Holler at me, I was one of a kind. We had a bill, throw the shoes to the side. Come on, throw them shoes to the side. Take the day off with me. Come and take it off with me. Take the day off with me. Take the day off. Get on trafficking. Trafficking with my friend right here. That's what I say. The past St. Jack's ending up to nothing. Everybody loves it with me. Okay, yeah. When mom cut off the welfare, I was there. Holding you down, mama. Holding you down. When it left you alone, I was there. Everybody knows that I was there. You wanna call me out now? Still loving you like I'm loving the sound. Yes, I'll still be there. Them found ass niggas ain't here right now. Who loves you now?